Critical Role gives us a sneak peek at some terrifying new Daggerheart monsters. A Game of Thrones movie may actually be happening, and does Warhammer 40k finally have a real rival? We've got a lot of big fantasy and TTRPG stories for Fantasy News Friday, but as always, before we break it all down, please take a minute to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep this channel going. And now, let's dive into the news.
Issue number 1 is the first issue we're going to talk about.
The Critical Role cast gave their fans a spooky Halloween treat as they released 4 brand new images and descriptions for some frightening new Daggerheart adversaries yesterday. These new adversaries all appear to be some serious, high-level boss-type monsters that even experienced Daggerheart parties might struggle with, including the Oracle of Doom, who is literally an immortal incarnation of fate, cursed to only see negative outcomes, who can steal the hope from players who run into her. Or the Demon of Wrath, who can either pummel your character to death with their massive boulder-sized fists, or just make their blood literally boil inside their body. Add in a massive patchwork zombie Hulk and the definitely legally distinct from Strahd head vampire, and you will have a bunch of enemies ready to drop into the end of those high-level Daggerheart campaigns. Speaking of Daggerheart, we'll get our first look at the final Daggerheart rules in just over a month at the Daggerheart Christmas Special live show in New Jersey, which will be run using the final rules. And we also know that in 2025, Exandria will be adapted into a Daggerheart setting as well. So if you're interested in pre-ordering the new Critical Role TTRPG system, you can still grab either the core set or the limited edition version from the Daggerheart website, and if you happen to be a Beacon member, you'll get a 10% discount as well.
Hot damn!
A new Strahd novel has some Ravenloft fans concerned that D&D is making some serious changes to their iconic horror setting. The new novel, Ravenloft Heir of Strahd, just revealed its cover and description, and a lot of veteran D&D fans are a little concerned that things may have gotten far too light and sunny in the formerly terrifying and sinister Ravenloft setting. The new heroes of the adventure include a, quote, sunny human artificer who appears to literally be skipping into Barovia on the cover. Now, this artificer may exist as a bright and sunny character to be cruelly broken by Strahd and his minions as the story goes on, and they do always say not to judge a book by its cover, but honestly, covers are sort of what you have to judge a book by, otherwise what's the point of a cover?
He's right, you know.
And this one seems a little tonally off from the normally sinister, grimdark Ravenloft vibes D&D fans expect. But will the novel itself deliver those classic Ravenloft vibes? We'll have to wait until the novel hits shelves in 2025 to find out for sure.
Now we play the waiting game.
Game of Thrones appears to finally be coming to the big screen, as reports indicate that Warner Bros. Discovery is finally looking to take their hit Game of Thrones setting off of HBO and put it into theaters. The Hollywood Reporter has claimed that the studio has finally decided to go ahead on a film based on George R.R. Martin's epic fantasy universe after years of trying to keep the setting exclusively on HBO. While Martin himself had said that they were working on scripts for a Game of Thrones movie way back in 2014, and Benioff and Weiss, the showrunners of the original hit HBO series, had planned for 3 feature films to end that series, as opposed to the rushed and divisive final season that was shown on HBO, no one had heard anything on the Game of Thrones film front for nearly half a decade. But now, with a Game of Thrones film reportedly in active development, the question becomes, what Westeros storyline will we get in the movie? We've seen prequels to the original series in the current House of the Dragon series and the upcoming A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, so could we finally get some story set in the aftermath of the original season finale? Hopefully we won't have to wait too long to find out.
Come on, give me it. Give me it.
Dragon Age The Veilguard is off to a record-breaking pace when it comes to sales on Steam, with its over 70,000 peak players making it the most played EA single-player game in Steam history, beating out the around 68,000 peak players of Jedi Survivor. It also became the #1 selling game on the Steam platform since release, knocking the newly released Call of Duty Black Ops 6 into second place, and shooting past the free-to-play Throne and Liberty MMORPG in third place. No official word on how sales are doing on Xbox or PlayStation just yet, but if Steam is any indicator, it seems like Dragon Age the Veilguard will be a commercial success at this point. Its peak player count is now something close to 800% the peak player count of Dragon Age Inquisition on Steam, although to be fair, that game took many years after release to finally wind up as a platform, as it didn't hit Steam until 2020. But for now at least, it seems that PC players have decided to give Dragon Age the Veilguard a shot at record-breaking numbers. And we will update this story with the PlayStation and Xbox sales numbers once those become available, hopefully sometime next week.
Check this out.
And finally, Warhammer 40k may have some true competition in the world of grimdark miniature warfare, as the new Trench Crusade Kickstarter, featuring some well-known former Games Workshop and 40k designers and creators, has surged past the $1 million mark on Kickstarter. The new miniature game captures that similar gothic gone gory aesthetic that Warhammer 40k is known for, and has shown off some truly amazing miniatures and artwork that seem aimed directly at 40k fans. The one major difference is that the Trench Crusade is set in an alternate timeline here on Earth in 1914, and not, 38,000 years in the future, where Rogue Knights Templar opened up a gate to hell during the Crusades, and humanity has been in a constant war with demonic forces ever since. But a lot of these models feel like they would be perfectly at home in many different 40k armies. Trench Crusade is based around a 2d6 system, something a little similar to what War Machine may have used in the past, and will feature a constantly updated living rulebook available for free online. And 6 distinct factions will be available for players to choose from when the game launches. There are currently 11 days left in the campaign, which means it could wind up close to or past the $2 million mark on Kickstarter, so maybe Games Workshop will finally have some real competition for the grimdark future of miniature games once again. And that's all we have this week on Fantasy News Friday. Let us know which story was your favorite in the comment section, and please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.